On to the second. Already an exciting game. And here's LWP for the next three.
All right, thank you, Adam. It's 2-1 Fredericksburg as Brady Sirconic leads it off against Garrett Bonnet. Righty on righty to the Fred Nat catcher. The pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. First tax for Sirconic. Platoon catcher who last played a couple nights ago walked twice in an 0-for-2 evening. The 0-1. High and outside all the way to the backstop. Bonnet checking his footing. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. Marlon De La Cruz was checking his footing a lot, knocking dirt off his shoes a whole lot in the bottom of the first inning as well. That's a little bit more typical of him, though. Bonnet working from the first base side. He throws. Sirconic takes it off the plate. 2-1. Talked to Brady earlier today about his journey to professional baseball, coming from Canada, played junior college, tore it up. Said around week 3 of the JUCO season as a freshman was when the draft really started to seem like a real possibility. Scouts started showing up. 2-1. Swing and a miss, chases the high fastball, and it's 2-2. Ends up getting drafted by the Tigers and a whole lot of injuries. Tommy John took a season from him. He was supposed to report to rookie ball for just 1 week and then go to single A. Well, in that week, he tore his meniscus, which took away the rest of his post-draft season. 2-2. Just off the outside corner with the fastball. Bonnet started his K-strut, but he climbs back atop the rubber in a 3-2 count against the Fred Nat leadoff man, Brady Sirconic. Here comes the payoff pitch. And Sirconic lines it over second base and into right center field for a base hit. Man, he has swung it so well. Best production we've seen by a Fred Nat catcher this year since coming up from the FCL. Brady Sirconic collects the knock, and the Fred Nats look to add to this lead with the bottom of the order, Manny Cabrera, coming up. Manny was the engine of the 4 spot put up by the Fred Nats in the 10th inning yesterday that you hoped would put the game to bed, and in a way did, despite some scariness in the bottom of the 10th. First pitch to him. Taken for a strike at the letters, center half of the plate with the heater, 0-1. Wilson loaded the bases against LJ Waco in the bottom of the 10th inning yesterday, down 4, but did not score. Red Nats now 6-1 in extra inning games this year. 0-1 to Cabrera. Sprayed foul to the right side. It's 0-2. And in their 6 wins this year, they have outscored opponents 9-1 in the 10th inning. They have not played a game that's gone past the 10th this year. Pitching has shut it down. The only game they lost in extra innings was with a position player on the mound. Christian Fagnon gave up a walk-off grand slam in Myrtle Beach.
They took the lead, too.
Here comes the 0-2. Down low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. First pitch of the 10th inning that night was blasted for a homer by Juan Cruz, and that was also at a point where the Fred Nats were slumping a little bit, and you thought, wow, what a boost. And it turned out to be all for naught, with no pitching left in that bullpen. Such is the minor leagues. 1-2. Cabrera tags it foul, headed towards the left field pole. It hooks to its left and over towards the gates. Count still a ball and 2 strikes. They gave away a replica of this brand new ballpark in its first year after the relocation of the Carolina Mudcats from Zebulon in the offseason. Great crowd in the house here tonight. Here comes the 1-2 to Cabrera. Bouncing ball towards third, just foul. Long range over for Ortuño, almost Arenado style. He snow-coned that, and his momentum took him all the way to the sidewall, but that's barely foul to the left of the bag. And Cabrera coming back for another 1-2.
This might have a chance to be one of the biggest crowds of the season at this park. They haven't cracked 4,000 yet in the franchise. Seats are pretty much completely full.
It is really full everywhere you look. Really fun atmosphere and some of the best weather we've had in a while in a hot month of July. 1-2. Drops in the dirt. Zerkonic started his scamper off first base, but holds there after the block by Garcia. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Manny Cabrera. Runner on first with nobody out. Top of the second inning. It's 2-1 at Fredericksburg. Top of the order on deck. Cabrera awaits the pitch. Falls low, and it's a full count. It was an RBI double to get the first run home of the 10th inning for the Fred Nats yesterday before the top of the order did damage. Cabrera trying to turn the order back to the top. Now here early in this one. Here comes the payoff pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. Trying to get a chase with the breaker. That stayed in the zone in the tunnel for a long time. But Cabrera did not bite, and he works the walk. 2 men on now with nobody out for the top of the Fred Nat order, and Luke Dickerson, who sent a double the other way his first time up.
First time in over a month for Bonnet that he's walked more than 2 in an outing. Walked 5 the first time he faced the Fred Nats. Only gave up 2 runs in 5 innings then, though.
Righty on righty to Dickerson. First pitch on the way. Fastball motors in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Bonnet had a really good start to the year. It was the Brewers minor league pitcher of the month in April and had done a really good job of scattering around a lot of base runners. There are a lot of guys on the staff that don't throw hard. He's one of them. But they do well with runners on base. The 0-1. Foul tipped straight back by Dickerson. That's some of the hardest stuff we've seen him throw as he goes up to 94 that time. And it's 0-2. Well, he's a product of San Jacinto College, San Jack as it's called colloquially. That's the same college as Jordan Williams, where he started his career. Made 2 JUCO World Series before Bonnet was there. Last appeared there in 2023. Here's the 0-2. Dickerson pops it foul. It's the first professional season for Bonnet, who, like the one Puerto Rican on this Fred Nats team, Juan Cruz, did attend a U.S. college, but unlike Juan Cruz, he attended high school in Puerto Rico before coming stateside to go the JUCO route. Here's the 0-2. In the dirt. Knocked down by Garcia. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Luke Dickerson. Bonnet with experience pitching for the Puerto Rican youth national team at the U18 level. Pitched for them at the World Cup. He's set, first base side, 1-2. Dickerson pops it straight back into a very taut netting here at Wilson Ballpark. It ricochets in front of Garcia, who kind of flashed his leather out at it, hoping he could catch the ball off the screen. A little out of reach for him, though. 1 ball and 2 strikes still on Luke Dickerson.
Bonnet actually faced Coy James in the U18 Baseball World Cup back in 2023.
A lot of those guys are making their way through the lower levels of the minor leagues right now. 1-2 pitch. Down and in. Went to the cutter, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dickerson. From the stretch, pitch. Twirled foul, headed towards third. Dickerson fighting tough here. And the pitch count is really shooting up on Garrett Bonnet, who again has been a length specialist this year. In the months of June and July, all but 2 of his outings have been 5 innings in length. He's about to throw his 44th pitch yet to record an out in the top of the second inning. Here comes. Dickerson reaches and flies it foul. Over the netting on the right side, it's still 2-2. First and second with nobody out. Nationals 2, Warbirds 1.
Anyone to add late dinner reservations? Sorry, we're already 35 minutes in without an out in the second.
A lot of action so far. Here's the 2-2. beaten foul towards Chris O'Neill in the third base coach's box. And it's between a couple of offenses that they see it well. They walk a fair amount, but Wilson's got the lowest batting average in single A this year. Fred Nats have the lowest batting average in single A in the month of July. So it's a lot of watching pitches for balls or hitting them over the fence. Both these teams hit it for power well. We've seen some competitive at-bats so far, though. Here's the 2-2. High and outside to Dickerson with the heater. It's a full count. Well, that was the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Dickerson's finally worked it full. The payoff. Fouled away. Really tough fight for Luke Dickerson.
It's been more than 2 months since Bonnet didn't even get into the 4th inning of a game. But he's already really getting up there with the pitch count.
Plyo ball's thrown in the bullpen. The next pitch misses high and outside for ball 4. A well-earned walk for Luke Dickerson on the 12th pitch. He reaches for the second time. And the bases are loaded for Coy James with nobody out. And now Paul Moeller, the pitching coach, is out of the dugout for Wilson. Some guys throwing plyos, some guys doing band work. Some of that is routine. Some of that could mean a guy's about to get ready. We'll see. Whole infield meets here with 3 on and none out in the top of the second inning.
Huge opportunity here for Coy. Already hit that home run his first time up. It's just been an absolute RBI machine.
Coy has struggled with the bases loaded this year, just 1 for 13. He's already homered in this one, though. And righty on righty, Bonnet's first pitch to him. Sinks into the dirt for ball 1. Coy blasted a no-doubter off the left center field scoreboard in his first AB. This is a very hitter-friendly ballpark that we have not seen the Fred Nats take full advantage of, despite being the best home run hitting team in the league. 1-0. Fly the other way, pretty deep. Antunes comes back, though, and makes the catch on a line at the warning track. Runner tags from third. Everybody else bluffs. Throw goes into second as Sirconic scores. Cabrera gets back there safely. It's a sacrifice fly, or a sacrifice line, really, for Coy James, as he's now got 3 ribbies on the night. 3 runs on the board for the Fred Nats. It's 3-1.
Coy up to 60 ribbies now in the season. That's tied for second most in the league.
So the lead stretched back out to 2. Gavin Feen stepping in. First and second with 1 out. Righty on righty still. And the pitch. It's in there for a strike. 0-1. Gavin Feen looking to put some padding on a 43 RBI total on the year, which you figure Adam would be right around or maybe past where that Coy James total is if Feen did not have the long bout with injury. 0-1. Fastball right there for a strike over the heart of the plate. Some taking off it at just 91 miles an hour. And Feen's behind 0-2. It controversially grounded out to the catcher unassisted on a ball that he thought was foul, basically right on top of home plate. His first time. The 0-2. Dives down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gavin Feen.
He's been moved down to the 3-hole this week. Try and give him a chance to hit more with runners on. Now he's got a chance to do that.
And really impressive, the RBI total for Feen, given that he did almost all of his work out of the leadoff spot. Bonnet's 1-2. Fouled straight back.
Also, at the start of the season, to be fair, hitting number 2 behind Eli Willits, that was almost a guarantee to have a runner on.
Bean spent 39 games out of the leadoff spot after Eli's departure. Here's the 1-2. Bumped foul. This is only the 4th time that Fiend has batted below the top 2 slots in the order this year. And like you said, seen the bulk of that this week. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gavin Fiend, righty on righty. Bonnet cuts it loose. And Fiend pulls it on the ground to short. Gathered up by Ebel. He flips to second for 1. Martinez on to first. Got him, double play. Well, maybe not the damage the Fred Nats were looking for, but Coy James chips in another run, another RBI, and the lead is back to a pair. Middle 2 here for Wilson. The Nationals 3 and the Warbirds 1 on the Fred Nats Baseball Network from Extended Stay.